here we are. It's been 2 years since we created the foundation, and 1 year that we have had activities up and running, and it's a pleasure to see everybody here again. And while we weren't here the last time, it's certainly a pleasure to be able to share this space with you, Chris. Thank you. But a lot has happened during the last year. When we started out, there was not a lot of talk about the challenges facing medical research and life science businesses. And there was not a lot of discussion about making this a priority either amongst the political parties. And in fact, that lack of interest was one of the reasons why we all decided to come together and create Research Sweden. Things are now starting to change. The focus discussions that our organizations and others have had during the year with politicians, both regarding the challenges that we have, but also regarding the proposals of how we can make things better, are starting to bear fruit. And of course, the closing down of AstraZeneca in Södertälje created a window of opportunity to make these challenges clear and up on the agenda for the politicians again. And so we were able to focus the attention on the challenges that we are also concerned about. The medical position, the position for medical research in Sweden, declining compared to other countries. The healthcare system that doesn't seem to give enough room for clinical studies and innovation. The patients that in Sweden do not always have access to the most effective methods and treatments. And lastly, that the life science industry is reducing their activities in Sweden. So what have we done during this year? You have in your pamphlets brochure explained this, but a few words I would just like to summarize our activities during the last year. We started out, along with setting up office, with writing a document as an input to the research and innovation bill that's coming out quite soon this fall. It was the board who come together, shared their experience and knowledge in order to prioritize what proposals we'll be able to realize and make be effective in the situation that Sweden is in right now. This document was distributed widely to other organizations that were working on their input to the same bill. We also visited the relevant ministries, 4 of them, and had personal meetings with the level of state secretary or minister to explain the lay of the land and the proposals that we had. And of course, we also had a number of meetings with members of parliament. On the other side of the coin, we did our first opinion poll amongst the Swedes to see what their opinion was. And we found out that Swedes very clearly value long-term politics. And that they are indeed worried about Sweden losing status in terms of the medical research, in terms of healthcare, and also with regards to the business of life science. And these results have been useful in the discussions that we had with politicians during the year. We've also arranged workshops and conferences to put focus on each and one of the challenges that we're looking at. And we've done this together with other organizations that share the same concern and sense of urgency for these different challenges. And during the spring, Research Sweden has been invited to speak at several events, amongst others a hearing in Parliament that was broadcasted on television. And we also got media attention through a debate article in the largest newspaper this spring, which we were very happy about. And during the summer, we were published in 48 spots regionally with a debate article together with the Lung and Heart Foundation. So we work in at a regional level as well as best we can. Now, it has indeed been an intense year, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, the founders who have put in their efforts and help with making all this possible, contributing in different ways, and to the board, who, apart from being a part of the board and attending board meetings, have also attended workshops and when called upon, helped with other things. So thank you very much. And then, of course, the work of Research Sweden would never have been possible if it hasn't been for our donors. And I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our major donors. Hans and Barbara Bergström, Leaf, and Capio, and to our second level donors, Praktikertjänst, Philips and Elekta, and our pro bono donors are for Digital and HealthCap. And we're happy to see you here today, and as a small token for you, you will receive this to hang at your office to show that we're thinking about Sweden and its future. It's important. This is not only a random organization, this is in a way grassroots organizations. What we want is to create better health and prosperity for Sweden. That's really what we want. That's really what we all share. We have different goals in other things, but this is what we're here for. So going forward, in the statutes of Research Sweden, it says that the foundation shall work to make medical research for health a higher national priority. And although we may be proud of the work we've done so far, it's really now that it all starts. We welcome the fact that politicians on both sides have in fact stated life science as a priority. And last week the government put forward their budget. I'm sure everybody has been aware of that, and declared that research is one of the 3 areas that they will prioritize, and that half of the research investment will go to life science. And it's very welcome, and it's indeed well needed. At the same time, in order for medical research and companies to prosper, and for medical discoveries to reach the patients, there's really a number of structural changes that need to be in place as well, along with the money. There's still barriers in the ways of innovation and the use of innovation that money alone will not solve. And as an independent non-profit, Research Sweden has an important role in encouraging politicians to bridge those lines that may be actual barriers. We aim to help this process along in various ways, and today we start by bringing the UK example to us. Our honored guests, who will be speaking shortly, will tell us about how they managed to put a life science strategy together that talks both about education, health, business, and research, and that also have been kept a priority throughout the political change of power. Today we also bring Swedish frontline politicians here to share their thoughts about the way forward. And at present there's an ongoing discussion in media focusing more on research policy, and it's easy to forget the bigger picture and get lost in the details. But the bigger picture is really the value of medical research. Suffice it to mention gamma knives, pacemakers, a number of treatments that are saving lives today, and that we actually take for granted as soon as they arrive almost. So at this meeting, we will focus on how Sweden can contribute to and benefit from the ongoing progresses that are continually made in medical research. And what better way of starting up than by honoring the first recipient of the Research Sweden Award to a researcher. I would like to ask our chairman of the board, Carl Nilsson Vindefjärd, to come up and present this award.
Thank you.